This is Brad from Attitude RC. I had a request after one of my last videos to actually show how to get a telemetry LUA script up and running in OpenTX Companion. So here's how you do it. The first thing you need to do, of course, is open OpenTX Companion. Then you have to make sure you have the proper directory structure. Under Settings, go to the radio profile. Number one, make sure you are running LUA, firmware with LUA on it. If not, you're going to have to download that firmware and install it on the radio, as well as use it as your main firmware for OpenTX Companion. The next thing you need to do is make sure you have an SD structure path. And this is the path where it's going to look to find the exact same directory structure that's on the radio. I use just a standard my user directory, and I put it in my OneDrive so I can actually sync it up with my tablet, which has the same program running on it. So I always have the same settings between one and the other. So that's where my directory structure is, and you can select the folder and then you can point it in there. Now it's going to be looking for a couple things in your directory structure, one of which is a scripts directory, and I'm going to cancel out of this, and we'll bring up that OneDrive directory structures, and there's my OneDrive and the Tranis directory, and there's all my files. But here's the scripts directory, and it's going to be looking for the scripts directory when it looks for the scripts. There's a couple subdirectories that are going to be under there, but the main one it's going to be looking for is, when we do the telemetry, is the telemetry. And this is where you'll place your script. Now I have a couple in there. We have this new one called temp, which is just for our temperatures. And that's the one we're going to be working with. So here's our temp script. And it's just a real basic temp setup for to just show two of the temperatures and label them battery temp and ESC temp. Those are the two temp sensors that I put on my 500. So those two, it's just a real simple script, a real simple screen, just to show you exactly how to put this up. So I have that. And what you're going to do is you're going to do File, Save As, and put it in your telemetry directory. And that would be the one that you called out in the initial setup. So mine's OneDrive Tranis Scripts Telemetry. And there it is, temp1. Save that. And you can close this or you can leave it open. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to close it. Now open your model. And I'm just going to use my current setup. We're going to open the same T-Rex 500 I've been working with in the last couple of videos. And here's the T-Rex 500. Now, we're going to have to actually set this up so it does work on one of our telemetry screens. So you go to your telemetry tab, scroll down to your screens, telemetry 1, telemetry 2, telemetry 3, I already have the script for head speed running there. So telemetry 4 screen has nothing on it. So we're going to switch this and go down to script, because we're going to be running a script. And then it gives you an option to select the script. Now if you put it in the right place, it should be there. And there's the temp script right there. So now it's set up, it's running the temp script, and we can simulate it. So I'm going to turn the simulator on.
Throttle release, idle down, gyro heading hold, 3D helicopter, aileron low.
So here's the simulated helicopter. Hold down page, and there's our cells. There's the RPM screen with just temp 1 and temp 2 in it. That's just your basic telemetry screen. There's our head speed, which I did in the last video. And there is the temp screen. So the battery temp's there and the ESC temp. Now let's give it some data. There's a couple different ways you can do
RSSI
data.
critical.
You can use the telemetry simulator where we can just put in the temperatures. Like I can put in 45 for
3.0.
temp and 23 for battery temp. And you can see those came right up right away. Or like we did before, we can run through one of our logs. Logs. And we can use that test log that we used in one of the previous videos. I'm going to just move this up to where we actually have some temperatures. Speed that up and hit play and just let it run through some temperatures. So it's running through. You can see we have our RX or RSSI is changing. Our RPMs will be changing. And head speed and our battery temps. So that is really easy how you put a telemetry screen
2.0.
into, reset that, how you put a telemetry screen into the OpenTX companion. And it's a good way to test it. Now, if you want to put this onto the radio, you simply can just upload this and sync your SD card. So you can actually just plug your radio in, sync your SD card, and it'll all move to the radio. And the sync SD card is this button right here. And that synchronizes your SD. And that'll just move everything to the radio. I don't have my radio plugged in right now, otherwise I'd run you through that. And that's all there is to that. And then, of course, you'd probably want to save this once you're done. Simulate.
Throttle release. Idle down. Gyro heading home.
Page.
3D helicopter.
There's
Aileron low.
The one we just made. So there's all 4 of our telemetry screens. Now, you can actually write more complex telemetry LUA scripts that do a lot more, that look nicer, but this is just for demonstration and just for an easy how-to. Once again, if you have any questions, Brad@attituderc.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.